The college football experience, Utah State Aggies 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with the promo code, our promo code, TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Coach June Jones, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo-hoo. Welcome to the college football experience. Utah State Aggies 2025 season preview episode. Remember, we're breaking down all 136. Subscribe, tell a friend. We're in the 40s now, so hop on over there. YouTube.com/the college experience. Come be a part of the chat. Come on, Aggie fans. I know you guys are great fans. Get on over here and subscribe, because you got what did old buddy Ryan say when he went to I think it was either the Eagles or the Cardinals. Finally, you guys got a winner in town. Well, I won't say finally, but you guys do got a winner in town in Bronco Mendenhall. But you guys have been, you don't have to go that far back. Blake Anderson did a solid job, won the Mountain West Conference in 2021. I mean, really, when you look at it, and I guess if you consider that last season was Nate Drilling, interim head coach. He was a young guy. He was on this show. I got to interview him, wishing him the best, and I'm sure he'll be a good coach further down the road. But man, you look at the past 3 head coaches they've had. They have all had 11-win seasons at some point there. So the program is kind of rolling along here. Excited to talk about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Sounds like New Mexico fans. They might be a little upset. But after 1 year in Albuquerque, friend of the program, the great Bronco Mendenhall, is now the sitting head coach for the Utah State Aggies. Some took it personal, but you got to understand, the guy grew up here. There's probably only a few jobs for any human where you're like, yeah, I'm from there. I think there's value in that. I am joined by my co-host. He's also the host of the College Basketball Experience, and when the season goes live, we are live every night of the season. And let me tell you, Utah State fans, college basketball, we love you. We think you're a great fan base, and this guy has worked with your sitting head coach before. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, buddy?
What is up, man? Yes, love Utah State, love Logan, and Bronco Mendenhall coming home. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, it's funny. If you've listened to us for years, I don't think I have to explain. I think you can just know that, Colby will take the over on Bronco Mendenhall just about every single year. I honestly think 2016. Well, actually, I don't think I was doing the show then, but 16 between friends. I did not bet the over because I knew it was a radical change in Virginia's offensive and defensive approach. But I'm a huge fan of Bronco Mendenhall. I was glad to see. Shout out to Brad Powers, who I think does a phenomenal job with covering college football as well as us. I was just honored to see that he released his top 10 coaches and Bronco Mendenhall's in it, because I get so sick of these takes of the top 10 coaches or top 15 coaches, and they're all just like, oh, the coach at Ohio State, the coach of Texas, the coach of Florida, and those guys are good in their own right, but come on. For years they would have Mac Brown ahead of Bronco Mendenhall, and you're just like, dude, Bronco Mendenhall ruined his career at Texas. He ran Taysom Hill 400 fucking times. All right, so it's like there's a lot of TMZ list, but Mendenhall is a phenomenal head coach. You saw it last year. I just blindly locked up the over on New Mexico, and that thing smashed. And he almost took them bowling in year one, and that was a project he walked into. So, where are you at with Coach Mendenhall, who was on the show last year?
Hell yeah, love Bronco Mendenhall. 5 double-digit win seasons at BYU. So familiar, like you said. This is home for him back in Logan, BYU, Provo, not too far away. He was 39-9 in the Mountain West in that era. So I mean, he's had a lot of success in this league. And anybody that gets Virginia to the ACC championship is a hell of a football coach. Yeah. And then he retired and then came back for a year in New Mexico, smashed that over, win total 2.5, doubled it, got to 5, and almost got him to a bowl game. Now he's back home.
Yeah. And I think if you just looked at those past 3 seasons, you'd say 5-5, 6-6, 5-7. Not very good. No.
Virginia.
You're missing. No. And one of them was COVID. Virginia took COVID to another fucking level in Charlottesville. But short of that, he had a 9-win season at Virginia. He is and you know what's great? When I sat down with him last season, I was surprised when he quit Virginia because I thought he was building it up. And I knew he had been like out on a ranch in Montana with his horses and shit, And I asked him, like, why did you take the New Mexico job? And at the time he said, well, why not? He goes, I was sitting around and, I like, my like riding horses and stuff, but he was like, I'm meant to coach. And specifically, he was like, I didn't do this for the money. Obviously, I could have taken Power 5 jobs. I just thought New Mexico was one that was appealing to me. He coached there with Rocky Long. And I asked, if you're a New Mexico fan listening, I don't think he was going to leave unless it was Utah State. You know what I mean? Like, potentially, because their athletic director left. So maybe that was another reason why athletic director left. I forget what school, but maybe that was another reason. But I think the guy's in it for the right reasons. He could be coaching a Power 5 job. He doesn't care. Like, that's more than anybody I interviewed last year. I got the sense that the guy truly, like, he's well off. He does not care. Like, I feel like Ohio State could offer him the sitting head coach position. He would turn it down. That's the gist I got a year ago. Now, he did leave after a year, but I think it was just because of the hometown thing. 140-88. Come on, man.
Yep.
He's the real deal. Now, unfortunately, Jason Beck, his longtime OC, him and Robert and I were his longtime OCs. Beck was with him at UVA and last season at New Mexico. Well, he left for Utah and he brought New Mexico starting quarterback Devin Dampier to Utah. So a little bummed out there, but don't worry. All right, don't worry, because what did he do? He went out and he hired Kevin McGiven. Now, look, this offense a season ago actually charted pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Blake Anderson's offense. That's another thing. Last season was a disaster for Utah State because 2 or 3 days before Mountain West Media Days, where Blake Anderson gets fired. I don't know what the whole story was with that. Coach Anderson's now at Southern Miss. But Nate Drilling was like, when I was interviewing, I was like, this dude's like 32 years old. He was in Dublin, Ireland, celebrating with his wife on a family vacation when he gets a phone call saying, you're the new sitting head coach of Utah State. So he'd been in Dublin like 2 days. Yeah, he'd been in Dublin like 2 days. He's like, honey, I know we had this family vacation, but we got to go. We got to go back to Logan. So, the offense, though, Blake Anderson's offense, that's why one of the reasons why we're so high on Southern Miss is because Blake Anderson can score points. 36 in scoring offense, 21st in pass offense, 23rd in rush offense, 6th best offense in the nation. The problem was the defense was terrible. But the new OC is Kevin McGiven, and this is where, if you listen to our San Jose State preview, or if you heard me on VSiN or the VSiN podcast or on VSiN talking about San Jose State, one of my favorite plays on the board, go listen to that episode. It's out there. It's available. I'm a huge Craig Stutzman fan. He was with Rolovich at Hawaii, and one of his guys, Kevin McGiven, is now the new offensive coordinator at Utah State. And Mac, it obviously is a tall order to be as good as Jason Beck, but I like this hire. I'm excited to see this hire. I think it's a very good hire. And he inherits, I know a lot of this team hit the portal, but still, that offense could fly last season. So he does bring back the pig farmer.
Here he is.
29 touchdowns, 19 interceptions in his career, but more importantly, 45 quarterback power runs by Kyle Whittingham at the LA Coliseum. He single-handedly destroyed Lincoln Riley's air raid. That one of my favorite college football games in the past like 5-6 years was just like he's running quarterback power again. Shotgun quarterback power to the pig farmer when Utah was on their 4th string quarterback, aka Bryson Barnes, but he played well. And I can tell you one thing, as a guy that once watched Taysom Hill do about 40 quarterback powers, that was Bronco Mendenhall, who destroyed Mac Brown's Texas career essentially. I think the shoe fits. Now, I'm not sure with McGiven if the OC, if he's gonna, there might be a little bit of like Mendenhall saying, dude, I know we like to spread and shred, but let's run this motherfucker. Because I feel like the shoe fits, man. Where you at with Bryson Barnes in this offense?
Oh yeah, but Barnes is great. How about last year against Colorado State, 24 carries for $185, and then against San Diego State, 15 for 193. So expect some of that. And by the way, this is McGiven's 3rd different stint at Utah State. He was on Gary Anderson's staff and Matt Wells' staff, so he's familiar with Logan, and now he's going to work for Bronco Mendenhall. They've been back and forth between BYU and Utah State now, so now they hook up here in Logan. But I love Barnes. It's a pig farmer, baby. That was epic win against soft ass USC.
That was, dude, my favorite part of that game. I should throw that on tomorrow.
Whittingham just like smirking over there. He's like,
no. Well, you can see the USC defensive coaches like throwing clipboard, like they just take that. That was the YouTube.com/the college experience. You would just see the sideline shot on the replay of like another 7-yard Bryson Barnes quarterback power. You would just see some coaches be like. And it was phenomenal to watch. It's like, yeah, this is another way to play football. I know you fucking, new school people forget about this, but we can do this all day. Yeah. The offense, though, does only return 3 starters. Bryson Barnes, Broc Lane at the tight end spot, and then you said this name here. Right guard, Tavo Matuapuaka.
We're getting ready for BYU, huh?
I'm not. I just had my first sip of alcohol, so you give me 45 minutes, I'll nail that name. Let me just shoot these down
right off that tongue.
It's all about confidence, and when you're sober, you don't have any confidence with it. But when you give me some booze, I'm like, oh yeah, I got that name. They went out to the portal and brought in Anthony Garcia from Arizona. I think he's listed as QB number 2. Javen Jacobs, the starting running back, one of the starting running backs for New Mexico season ago, or got some major minutes at New Mexico. So he's penciled in to start, and then they got this kind of blue Miles Davis running back coming in from BYU. Wide receivers, they brought in a shit ton of them. Carlos Gillespie from Gillespie from Illinois. Brady Boyd from Texas Tech. That's just a name that I feel like he's going to destroy here. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's like classic BYU Mendenhall guy. Brady Boyd with 112 catches this year. Demick Starling from Western Kentucky, Corey Thompson from UNLV, Braden Pegan from UCLA, and D'Angelo Mays from New Mexico all transfer in. There's more, don't worry. On the O-line, Jimmy Einhorn from BYU and Jimmy Liston from Purdue come in. Also brought in kicker Carter Brown from Cincinnati, punter Landon Recco from BYU, and punter Will Safras from Missouri, as well as long snapper Hiram Hatch from New Mexico as well. Mac, I don't think the offense will be top 10, but I still love all the hires.
It's crazy that they were able to play offense at that level last year, despite not winning that, despite going 4-8. So, but I mean, looking at it, they had some shootouts. They had multiple games where they scored 40, 50 points. But yeah, no, I think they're going to be more of a ball controlling team, kind of like New Mexico was. And I think they will be more explosive than New Mexico was. I know Dampier is at Utah now. But I like Barnes. I like Barnes. I think he's going to be really good. And also, the running back Jacobs coming over from New Mexico, he averaged 7 yards a carry last year. He just only had 40 carries on the year, so maybe a bigger role here. Second year playing for Mendenhall.
Oh, they're must watch every week.
Yeah.
They're must watch to me every week. I think the offense will still be solid, but it's a tall order to come in and be sixth, better than sixth or.
They won't need to be with how good their defense will be by the end of the year because of Mendenhall.
Yeah, Mendenhall, obviously a rocky, long guy, played defensive back for Oregon State and Snow College originally. Then he transferred to Oregon State. And I believe his brother played for the Redskins, if memory serves me correct. I think he won the Super Bowl. Utah State, though, defensively last year, Nick Howell, to his credit, was not part of this staff. Someone on our previous comments made the connection that because we put the new DC in there, that he was part of the defense, and they tried to blame us for shabby journalism or whatever you want to say, shabby content creation. And I said, no, that's just who they have this year. This is what he's inheriting. They were terrible last year on defense. 127th scoring defense, 117th pass defense, 127th rush defense, 129th total defense. Some of this, though, man, and I'm surprised the offense was top 10, knowing that when Blake Anderson got essentially fired, a bunch of guys transferred out. So it was just from the start, the season was kind of doomed.
Yeah.
But Nick Howell, obviously longtime Bronco Mendenhall guy. Excited to see what he can do with this defense. We're going to talk about that in a second here, but I do want to let you know you are currently listening to the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. You can listen to every episode on this network for free just by subscribing to the SGPN feed. Get it wherever you get your podcast. We're also brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Think you know ball. Then you have to enter Circa's football contest for $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There is no rake, so if the entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 teams against the spread each week in the NFL, or go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There's also a Circa Grandissimo for $100K Survivor contest, so get on out there. You must register in person at the Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, Las Vegas. Great excuse to book a trip to Las Vegas. I'll be out there in, I think 5 days. Talking to Coach Mendenhall again if all goes well. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the MLB, CFL, WNBA, tennis, golf, all those summer sports. But of course, they got college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag with the promo code, our promo code, TCE SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Of course, terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCE SGPN. All right, we are back. Let's go. Come be a part of the chat here. Let's go. I mean, look, everyone's talking. We got just references, just, yeah, there you go. Brandon in the chat, dropping knowledge. Yeah, This is an exciting thing to watch. I think. I mean, we were talking pre-episode for like 5 minutes, and I go, dude, you know me, I'm a Mendenhall guy through and through, and like, I'm just gonna have to. I watch every fucking. I've probably watched. I shit you not. I've probably watched every Bronco Mendenhall coach game since like his second year at BYU. Like, I like maybe at that point, like all the games weren't on TV and I missed like a game here or there, maybe an FCS game or something. But I've almost watched his entire career, so I think I have a pretty good pulse on this. The defense though was terrible a year ago. They only have 3 starters back: nose tackle Gabriel Iniguez, linebacker John Miller, and safety Ike Larson. They go to the portal, of course. Defensive tackle Tyree Morris from Lafayette. This dude was all FCS a year ago at the Leopards, and Lafayette was a pretty good school in the FCS in the Patriot League last season. Excited to see how he works out. He's 6'6", Mac. Naki Fahina from New Mexico State comes in. They didn't even address the linebacker position, just defensive line and then secondary. Bryson Taylor comes in from New Mexico. Remember what I said, Mendenhall was a former safety at Oregon State. So you're bringing in a couple of his guys, Noah Avenger from New Mexico as well. So a corner and safety follow him from New Mexico. Then he hits the FCS ranks for Dylan Tucker from Elon, Brevin Hamblin from Utah Tech. And this one's big here. Safety Craig McDonald. He was once all conference at Iowa State. So excited to see what he could do with Craig McDonald here. But yeah, that's what they did on the defensive side of the ball. So this one will take a gigantic jump up. Now, I don't know how fast everyone can get the scheme. So I don't want to say it will be like top 50, but I do think it'll take a big jump from 129 to, somewhere probably in the 80s, 90s, maybe even 70s. What do you make of the defense here?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Hal's been with Mendenhall literally every step of the way. He played at Snow just like Mendenhall did as well. With them at BYU, Virginia, yada, yada, New Mexico last year. So the continuity of the staff, I trust. But if you look back at New Mexico, I know they played a couple of bye games, but they struggled defensively. So I think it's going to be a work in progress the first half of the year. But I think October, November, you'll see strides. Because I think their defense is way more talented than the New Mexico one last year.
Yeah, and remember, folks, this is Utah State's final year in the Mountain West. They're going to be part of the Pac-12 next year, the new rebirth of the Pac-12. We talk about state of the program, and Utah State is one that, I opened up this show with. You can go quite a ways back. Bruce Snyder had this thing rolling in the 70s and 80s, kind of hit some tough times after that. John L. Smith and kind of got it a little bit going. And then what really got it going again was Gary Anderson when he took them to 11-2. Man, they played a game at Auburn that I still can't believe they lost. Auburn got 2 onside kicks in the final 3 minutes to win that game. God, I want to vomit thinking about that.
Right after the championship.
Yeah. Matt Wells, though, then did a great job. 9-win season, 10-win season, 11-win season before he left for Texas Tech. And then Blake Anderson won the Mountain West 2021. And even last season with, obviously it was a disaster. But before that, 2 bowl seasons. So they had been to 3 bowls in 4 years. I think that all has to do with state of the program. The program is in, to me, decent shape. And I think the jump to the Pac-12 getting more money for the university, despite, it's a little bittersweet because I love the Mountain West, but I think it's a decent spot for the program. We're going to talk about that in a second, but part of the state of the program is the stadium, Mac. Merlin Olsen Field, Maverick Stadium. I might even be not I was thinking about this. I made these slides, some of them at 3 a.m. last night. I gave it an 8 of 10, and it was getting the slideshow ready right now, right before the show. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'm sleeping on it because I love this stadium, but I also didn't want to give everything a 10. But Mac, Merlin Olsen, obviously fantastic NFL player. This stadium, every Utah stadium, by the way, is awesome.
Football,
right?
basketball.
Yes. But Merlin Olsen Field here is pretty fucking phenomenal, man. It probably deserves a 9 of 10 if I'm being more honest. You look at what they got, obviously outdoors, that's the way to play football, always the way to play football, but they have a passionate fan base, love the mountains in the back. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's bittersweet they're going to be in the Pac-12 because you're in the Mountain West and you watch. It was remember back when Utah and BYU were in the Mountain West and almost every game you'd see mountains in the background, Wyoming and shit. Like, it fits. So it is bittersweet that that's not going to be the future in a way, but the stadium is pretty fucking awesome, man. This is why one of the reasons why college football is the fucking best. You have all these classic stadiums. It's the same field that, several greats, whether it's Bobby Wagner or Chris Cooley or Love, the quarterback for the Packers. Yeah, I mean, you can go on and on. Chucky Keaton, all the way back to, this has pretty much been their stadium, their bread and butter since they took football serious. So, this stadium, look at that shot right there, by the way. Come the fuck on, dude. That's
give it a 9.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm changing. This is a 9. Look at that. You got the snow-capped mountains. Goddamn Almond Joy commercial, right? The hell's going on here?
How much do you think it seats? I got it right in front of me.
I'd say like 25,000, probably 30.
Yep, 25.5. Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's it. I think they bumped back and forth between renovations. I think it went up to 30, then they brought it back down to 25. So yeah, I mean they get a good crowd there. And
that shit, dude.
And from basketball games, we know how at the Spectrum, we know how much they care about their Aggies there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at this shit. Look at that shit right there, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to play here? You're crazy. This is better than any damn stadium in the NFL, dude. Look at this thing.
You know they're saying some shit in those stands.
Oh yeah. Their fans are for real. They're passionate fans, man. I love this thing, man, and I love the fact it's named after Merlin Olsen, who's obviously a rest in peace, one of the football greats. And I believe they have a Merlin Olsen statue, which I'm going to get to. Oh, one of these slides. You know, I like to load up these slides, Mac.
Sometimes you forget how many you put on there.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I'm like, let's do an hour on the stadium. This college football has got so many great fucking stadiums. There it is, Merlin Olsen statue, Merlin Olsen Field. I love it, man. They got. You wonder if they're gonna have a Bobby Wagner statue one day or a Chris Cooley. You know your boy Cooley, right? You remember Cooley?
Oh yeah. Cooley, baby. Redskins, 2000s. Yeah, I forgot he played there. For some reason I thought he played at Wyoming.
No, don't say that here, dude. I do believe you get your ass kicked saying that in Logan. Great stadium and
2003. Yeah, he graduated in 2003.
Dude, I remember watching. They had Kevin Curtis at wideout while he was there a couple of those years. Kevin Curtis won a Super Bowl with the Rams, or I think he might have been after the Super Bowl. Played for the Rams. The stadium's phenomenal. And look at that shot, dude. Come on, are you fucking kidding me? This is America. This is football, baby. Look. One of the things I love is I got this from a Mountain West Media Days a couple years ago. This like PDF on Utah State football, and in the PDF was this shot here, and I liked it instantly because I was like, look at this. You know, I'm big on shrubbery around a stadium, Mac. You know, and they have like. Not only do they have the mountains, they just have like trees and shit just right there. You're breathing quality oxygen, you know, just getting all that good shit right to your face, watching your Aggies dominate. It's a great stadium. What are you giving that? You said you're giving 9?
9, man. I love them. I love stadiums that got mountains in the background. You know me, man. I'm a mountaineer, so I love a school with some elevation, baby.
Hell yeah. And look at these facilities, man. They got nice fucking facilities, man. Why would you not go play ball at Utah State? They're doing a great job.
The Pac-12 brand is so different now.
It is. It is much more blue collar now.
I know. From the fucking tree huggers to fucking blue collar. Here we go.
State of the program, though, Mac. This is one where, look, like I said, their previous, if you don't include drilling the interim head coach, their last 3 coaches have had 11-win seasons at some point, multiple double-digit win seasons. It's a really healthy program, and I think with the jump to the conference, despite them being bad last year at 4-8, Bronco Mendenhall I think is going to retire here. I would not be surprised if Mendenhall is their coach. I feel like he's probably in his late 50s right now.
59.
And I would expect him for the next 10 years to be here at Utah State, and they will be a pain in the ass to anyone they play.
Yeah, I would say maybe the only jobs he would take would be BYU or Utah, but I don't think at this stage, why would he? I mean,
Yeah.
He's already done the Power 5 thing.
Yeah.
And they're going to the Pac-12, so it's kind of in a way back to a Power 5 anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought potentially maybe Oregon State because he's an alum, but I don't think so. I think he's probably here. Yeah. Let's get to the schedule, talk about the schedule. But before we do that, I do want to let the good folks know that the college football experience, Utah State style, is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football without question. So what are you doing? Hop on over there, sign up, and use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, you've probably heard us talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a new game-changing feature called Power Trends. Essentially, the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. MLB Power Trends are 254 and 147 this season, a win rate of 63% and an ROI of 4.5% in their last 400 bets. So download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your 7-day free trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Let's get into it. Week 1, we have future Mountain West opponent against future Pac-12 opponent. This was actually kind of pivotal because Utah State was the fringe team that almost destroyed the Mountain West. But then the Mountain West quickly pivoted and added UTEP in Northern Illinois. So there is a little drama here. The series goes back to 1960. And Utah State, I think, will be 1-0, Mac.
I think so, too. And just looking at the schedule, they kind of got to get this game. I know it's game 1 of a new era with Mendenhall. But, yeah, I mean, Scotty Walden, year number 2. Mendenhall started quick last year. They just blew that damn lead against Montana State. Yeah, so give me Utah State at home in Logan.
Yeah, I think this might be a game, but I like Utah State to get it done.
I think they're crowd laying 3. Yeah, I'm with
crowd
you. Yeah,
will be the difference. So 1-0, and then they head to Kyle Field. I wish this game was like a year or 2 from now.
Yeah,
because they're going to get drilled, I think. But, gosh, I wish Mendenhall was at Utah State last year and they're in year 2. It would be so much more interesting. But I have to take the Aggies here. We did our A&M preview. Go listen to that. I think they have one of the best offensive lines in the nation. And I could see a lot of quarterback power behind Marcel Reed, speaking of QB powers, but this time from the enemy. 1-1. What are you doing here?
Yeah, loss. They're not winning at A&M in game number 2.
Yeah. Then week 3. I am fascinated by this game.
Man, Air Force has a damn bye the week before. And then they got to play A&M.
Series goes back to 1969. Air Force at Utah State. Yeah, I think I'm kind of bullish on Air Force this year, but I'll say this. The margin is always with the triple option teams, even though I think everyone should be running them like half the country personally, but I really do. But I think Air Force is just in a little bit better of a spot right now. So I will say 1-2 for Utah State.
it's kind of a brutal draw getting Air Force after a bye game like A&M. So physical. Yeah, Air Force experience back this year. Finished the year strong. I got Air Force 1-2 for Utah State.
1-2, and then they take on Dennis Quaid and McNeese State here. It just dawned on me I'm wearing a McNeese State shirt. I swear I'm not an alum, Utah State, but win. You know, 2-2. 2-2. Then you go to Nashville. Gosh. Bronco, you didn't tell me you wanted to get pissed on. Right? I'll say this though. I think this game could be sneaky. Because I think if anyone's equipped, and this is what I was hoping for when Mendenhall took the New Mexico job, for like 3 weeks, Jerry Kill was still the head coach of New Mexico State with Tim Beck and Diego Pavia. And I thought, oh man, the Rio Grande rivalry is about to be awesome. I was like, we never even got one matchup of Jerry Kill versus Mendenhall. I was so excited. I thought they'd be there for the next 10 years. Now both are gone. I'll take Vandy, but I actually think this could be a game, man, because Vandy, I think Mendenhall will have a decent defense for this. You know what I mean? Like, and you saw Vanderbilt lose to Georgia State last year. So I'll say Vandy, fascinated by the game. 2-3. What are you doing here?
If the game was in Logan, I'd be all over Utah State. But in Nashville, I'll take Diego Pavia. Even in the look ahead spot to Alabama, because we know how much Vandy's going to get up for that Alabama game again. Yeah.
GBO Farms is saying Bronco Mendenhall and Utah State by 50 in the chat.
No bias.
After that, they hit the bye week. Look, you got
Jordan Love
and Bobby Wagner right there. That's Bobby Wagner when he was at Utah State. Then after the bye week, so 2-3, they head to the island to take on Hawaii. Series goes back 98 years. Mac, I'm going to give this to Hawaii, but this is a game to me. I think you saw this before with Mendenhall. Certain games that you just have at New Mexico chalked up as an auto loss, they will be like a 1-score game in the fourth quarter, and you're like, holy shit, he might pull this off. I'll take Hawaii, but it wouldn't shock me if Utah State won this thing.
Well, if you remember, the Hawaii quarterback's debut was against Mendenhall in that last game where he just lit up New Mexico. Give me Utah State out on the island. Revenge game. Mendenhall gets those guys ready to go coming off the bye out at Hawaii. So I got 3-3.
I do think we should mention that, though, is that I do think, but I also think that the caliber of athlete at Utah State is better than the caliber of athlete at New Mexico. So those guys that he walks into, that is his remaining team, some of those guys were probably even on that Mountain West championship team. So when he walked into New Mexico, I thought it was like bottom 5 program in college football. Utah State is, like I said, they've been in 3 bowl games in 4 years. So I do think he might be able to turn it up a little bit faster at Utah State. I will take Hawaii, though. I think Hawaii is going to go bowling this year. Then they come back home and they take on San Jose State. This one, if you go listen to our San Jose State preview, I thought this was a possible slip-up spot for you. I think we both took Utah State, even though I kind of think San Jose State's a better roster. But one of the elements I think I forgot to mention there was the fact that they're going to know what Stutzman likes to do.
Yeah.
Because they just hired Stutzman's right-hand man,
McGiven,
and Kevin McGiven there. So I am fascinated by this game. I'll stick to my guns and say Utah State gets them. I don't feel great about it. This is like a 50-50 to me. If anything, if they played on a neutral, I would probably lay like 8.5 with San Jose State. But I just feel like San Jose State, I think if memory serves me correct, it's like the back-to-back away for San Jose State, right? Aren't they at Wyoming the week prior?
Yes. Now the counter is Utah State short week off the island. It's a Friday night game. It's kind of a bullshit schedule.
It's a great fucking game, though, dude. I can't wait to watch this.
Give me Utah State still. They win
Yeah,
by
I'll stick with Utah State, but you can't feel good about it though.
no. I mean, we got to give San Jose one loss unless they just run the table.
Yeah. I
got them 4-3.
Yeah, so I'm 3-4. 3-4. Then oh man, isn't this Halloween weekend too?
The 25th, so the last weekend in October.
There's animosity here. Like I'm telling you, man. I was talking. I do a spot in Albuquerque all the time. I do a podcast. I also do ESPN, like one of the ESPNs in Albuquerque, on the radio, and they were super fucking sour when Mendenhall left. Now, I think they did. We haven't done it in Mexico preview yet, but I think they did a good job hiring Jason Eck, and I think they'll be a little bit ahead of schedule this year. But this game's fucking fire because the fan base, is pissed that he left. Yeah. This game's great, man. But I'm going to take Utah State, but I don't feel I'm like 60-40 here, Utah State, just because I do think X going to be ahead of schedule, and the energy of that fucking University Stadium could be a difference maker here. But give me Utah State, get that 4th win of the season.
If I got them getting Hawaii and San Jose, I'm going to have them drop the emotional game. New Mexico, the Lobos, place will be lit. And I like what X bringing in, man. It's all those FCS guys.
It's like FCS. It's like a first team FCS squad he's bringing in.
Yeah, they're gonna be chippy.
They're gonna be better than people think, I think. But yeah, well, I didn't give them that win on the island, so I'm giving them this one here. Four wins. Yeah. Look, there's Chris Cooley there on the left, and there's Merlin Olsen there on the right. Then the Nevada Wolfpack come into Logan. The series 121 years old. I'll take Utah State, but I do like Choate's program. The Mountain West coaches this year are fucking phenomenal. Every game you're just like, I don't know, man. I can see Choate pulling an upset. But give me a 5th win for Utah State here. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Mendenhall again off a bye week with more time to prepare. Choate's team, I think, will take a step as well this year, but give me Bronco. 5-4.
5-4. Then
4-4.
They head to this bullshit Death Star Stadium, Allegiant. Will Utah State have more fans than UNLV?
Potentially.
There's a lot of Mormons in Vegas. It's one of the more confusing things about America. Like, I didn't anticipate. Like, Bryce Harper is Mormon. He's from Las Vegas. There's a big Mormon population in Vegas. I know it's like a catch-22. They're like, what? But give me Utah State. 6 win, bowl eligibility.
I kind of was thinking the same thing. I think UNLV is way overrated this year. And I think Broncos teams will be playing their best ball come this time of year. Yeah, give me a road win in quotes. That'll be a neutral site game. 6-4.
6-4. Then they head to Fresno, California to take on Matt Entz and the Bulldogs. Series goes back to 1932. I will take Fresno to get this one. That's tough environment. They'll be ready for this, I think, especially how late you're getting this first-year head coach, even though I know Mendenhall's a first-year head coach. What do you make of that old Utah State logo there?
Oh, I love it. I was just looking. I was making sure. Yeah, I took Fresno because we did the Fresno preview. So, yeah, I'll stick with Fresno, 6-5.
Yeah, 6-5. And then they are hosting Boise State and Mac.
Ooh, they may fucking pull this.
Oh, yeah. I'm all over this, man. I'm all over this.
I kind of like this because Boise, I don't think Boise is going to be as good as last year. And they got to lose one of these road games.
Boise's about to be in the playoffs, but they go to Logan, Utah. I could have swore we saw this with Chris Peterson when he went to Reno, Nevada and took on Chris Ault and the Nevada Wolfpack. Final game of the season, or one of the final games of the season. Upset. 7 wins. Utah State gets it. Dethrones Boise State's playoff chances. 7-5, buddy. 7-5 for Bronco Mendenhall and Utah State. What are you doing here?
I think I agree. They if you look back to on last year, they, in the month of, to my point about them playing their best ball, outside of the game of Hawaii, they beat the big upset. They're on Senior Day was against Wazoo, who was ranked at the time on the Hail Mary. Yeah, give me Mendenhall. Pick it off Boise here.
What other podcast is taking they're probably gonna be 21-point dogs. Let's go.
It'd be great.
I'm telling you, and look, the win total is what? Did I fuck the slide up? Yeah, 4.5.
No.
4.5 is the win total. They're plus 4,900 to win the Mountain West, plus 30,000 to make the CFP. This is a lock, dude. This is a fucking lock. Get out of here, dude. I trust Mendenhall.
He went over that at New Mexico last year.
Yeah.
With that shit team.
Lock it up. Let me ask you something, Mac. What's the ceiling? Like, what if they do beat Air Force? What if they do beat Air Force?
Could they get to the Mountain West title game?
I mean, they get the three best teams in the. I mean, maybe Colorado State you throw in there, but San Jose State, Fresno. I don't know. Fresno's probably they're kind of in a rebuild. UNLV, Boise. I think it's possible, but like, if you're an Aggie, you might as well just sprinkle it, just in case. Just in case. What's this? The ceiling to me is 8-4.
Yeah, A&M, Vandy, and then 2 Mountain West games. No, he's not the quarterback. The pig farmer is. The pig farmer is from Utah that ran for 1,000 yards against USC. What's the floor? What if everything goes wrong? What if A&M gets them, Air Force gets them, Vandy gets them, Hawaii gets them, San Jose State gets them? That's 5. New Mexico gets them 6. UNLV gets them 7. Fresno 8. Boise 9. Is 3 and 9 the floor? Probably. But Mendenhall's gonna fucking win all those close games like he always does. And with the pig farmer, man, they're gonna get better and better throughout the year when it gets cold out there in Logan. Yeah. I mean, this is just a simple coach lock. You know what I mean? Like, I think just he's a phenomenal coach and he'll find a way to get to a bowl. I feel pretty confident with that. I think this roster is much better than the New Mexico one last year. Yeah. Outside of Dan Pierre. Dan Pierre was pretty damn good, but like that defense that Mendenhall had last year was not good. I think they're way better defensively than last year's New Mexico team. Even though they were terrible statistically, I think a lot of it had to do with the coaching situation that happened right before the season. So I'm on the over, Max on the over. You're locking this, right? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Double lock on the win total over with Utah State. Folks, we have the Nebraska Cornhuskers coming up next in 5 minutes. So stick around, all right? Make sure you give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're breaking out all 136 teams like we do each and every year. Also, check out the College Basketball Experience, the College Baseball Experience. All those come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. Till next time, folks, which is in 5 minutes. This is the College Football Experience, Utah State Aggie style. You better start thinking about yours. And we enjoy the slideshow, by the way, on Utah State football history here. You better start thinking about yours.
Mailbox 1. Yeah, 7. Missed 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a pitch right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb and hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics with spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, and nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, and nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, and nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.